and ThePledge. Streamer is comedian for the Premiership playoff match, or the Div 1 playoff match technically for the Premiership position. It is Yoyotech up against Broder. We got Hat, Linus, Tviq, Origo, TheSucker, Cyber for Yoyotech. For Broder we've got Torden, Zebbosai, Jukebokks, Fanva, Prozak and Macisum, and straight away a lot of action over by this middle point. We're going to see both a soldier and a scout go down for either team. No real advantage just yet, but wow, 3 quick frags from Broder, and it looks like they're going to be picking up the middle here, Yoyotech.
Pressure there from Broder didn't really seem to work. You saw aggressive soldiers, aggressive downman. They all were reasonably aggressive, but as soon as TheSucker was supposed to be taken out, he landed on the map back, got out of there safely, no problem whatsoever.
Yeah, and here comes the easy spire push, and look at that, Tviq's already pushed way far forward, picking up that frag on a Prozak. This is going to be easy second point, and I've got a feeling this could be a very quick first round. We're going to have to see what kind of defense Broder can put together. They have got the pyro out, which means they can air blast Yoyotech back as they try to push through. That will at least gain them a few seconds, but nowhere near the amount of time they need to pick up an Uber charge. And actually, wait, they have got an Uber charge.
Yeah, Torden never died on mid. He never died. He was the only one to actually survive, so he's going to get it just in time. Both Ubers getting popped right now onto the last-hand side, and we can see one soldier actually getting caught off guard, gets taken down, and then it's 6 versus 5 situation. Broder's going to take it easy for just a little bit, but I think we can see Broder poking around here right now, seeing if they can get a pick in top lobby to make it 6v5, 6v4 or 6v3, actually push on towards that spire. But as I said earlier, Broder's going to take it easy here on last, see if Yoyotech's going to make any mistakes. They're not going to do that, and both teams are going to be back into Uber building, but look at that, Broder has not been building for the past 10-15 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, real shame Broder couldn't find that extra frag. It would have allowed them to push out. It's always risky pushing out against 5 players. 4 is sort of that value you want. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, and with the super disadvantage, it's going to be difficult, but there's the headshot onto Tviq. And that does give them a bit of time, but we are going to see the Uber pop, actually, despite them only having 5 players, and then they come upper left. They have to push someone on the upper right.
Torden doesn't have it, yeah, you just have it now.
There we go, there's the second Uber popped. They should successfully be able to hold on to this. They do have 2 players down, but as long as they can keep people alive. But no, there goes Zebbosai down. This is a 3-player advantage now, but the response onto TheSucker, and that's the medic gone down. So, I mean, this is either way, but we are going to see it go to Yoyotech. And wow, I mean, I'm trying to watch what's going on, but it's like, why would you push in with 5 players? I don't know, but somehow they made it work.
TheSucker really noticed that as soon as they dropped out after their initial Uber push, they immediately started building. They were like, you know what, if we push in at exactly 100, Torden might not have it. They might have been a bit sloppy, and that's exactly what happened. Going on to this next middle, watch for the aggressive soldier from Yoyotech, because here goes Linus already.
Yeah, you know, I'm really surprised we're not seeing too much aggression from the Broder scout on that sort of enemy shithouse. They could really take advantage of it, and instead we're seeing a 3-on-3 situation. Broder may be able to hold on to it, but you have got an aggressive soldier in medic. The medic will go down, and there goes Hat. Prozak to pick up that final frag, and tides are turned already. There's that Broder pick up their second middle.
To be honest, after their demo man died so early, they're still picking up the middle point. Shows how Broder is very comfortable in staying in, even though the demo man might have died. Shows a lot of faith into the medic, into the calling abilities, and especially in the soldier power that Broder has.
Yeah, I'm surprised they did lose quite so many players. I think if they had pushed the scout a bit more aggressively through shithouse and not sort of sat behind the enemy train, maybe they could have saved a cup of their own team and have a better chance of just completely wiping toward last. But again, we're going to see the 70% advantage. We may just see Broder push straight in. They're looking to put a bit of pressure in main, and here it comes. They have to split. Someone has to go upper left. It was the soldier. Have we got anyone focusing the right side? No, but it doesn't matter. The focus went straight onto that point, and 1-1.
I think that's the easiest push there is, NVC and TF2 is when you have Uber, the enemy doesn't. Badlands last, you stickies on the point, soldier jumps on it, and what is the enemy team going to do?
Yeah, that's the thing, when you get the pressure on the upper left hand side and get the pressure on the point, you kind of confuse your opponents and you will pick up frags, and that was the easy point. We're coming onto the third middle now. It is 1-1, nothing really big happening just yet. We can see a lot of pressure from Broder at the moment, pushing very aggressively over the point. The soldiers put out of position, but great stickies by Macisum, picking up the frag on a Tviq. Hat and TheSucker and Origo will reply though. 3 now down to Broder. They may have been able to turn this around here, Yoyotech.
I cannot believe that. TheSucker got out of there with 2 HP left, and he actually didn't get a meth pack all this time. And Torden kind of seeing what they can do right now. Scout Demo Man coming in against the 3 players of Yoyotech. Yoyotech's being forced out right now because for the sole reason that they don't have a Demo Man. See Macisum piping in, but there we go. Torden doesn't have the Uber just yet. 95%. It's going to take him 5 seconds longer. He is going to take it. And I really don't like this push from Yoyotech, or should I just call it contest?
Yeah, I mean, they had a time. The point wasn't capped. They could effectively fall back out and wait for their entire team to really make a proper push, and instead they're now going to have to go up against that 100% Uber from Torden. It wouldn't surprise me if we try and see a Ninja Scout. Yeah, there's Origo trying to pick up the frag onto Torden, at least force it, and the Soldier coming out as well. Both of them unsuccessful. I'm sure Don here would be quite happy to teach them lessons on how to do that effectively. But nonetheless, we are going to see the 5 players up from Broder surely push around toward the second point, and I got a feeling Yoyotech won't even contest this. They're just going to try and hold a forward push, maybe force the Uber in the lobby and then fall back to last. They're actually going to send a soldier to jump up and to sort of slow down the Spire, but this could be a sacrifice that's unnecessary, but he has somehow managed to force the Uber, and what looked like complete disaster has actually turned in their favour here, Pledge.
Yep, definitely, and we can see that Torden is now only on 10%, obviously, as he just now Ubered, and TheSucker's going to be on 90. I really want to point out one thing, and that at the end, when you talked about Darn, when you talked about the lessons, Linus jumped in, and what happened was that Cyber was the one stuck with TheSucker. If they would have let Cyber suicide as a demo man and kept Linus with the medic, they would have been able to build this Uber, have it about 20-25 seconds earlier, which is the time that TheSucker was not building Uber all that time, and they might have been able to contest that Spire. Right now, they're just going to have to sit and wait, because actually pushing 6 against 6 onto the Spire is a very hard push to do, as many teams have proven. They're going to try it though, and you can see a lot of pressure onto the choke. Medic does get taken down. That's not very surprising, but the thing is, what is Broder going to do right now? The pressure is coming in, and look at the health on the Yoyotech players, Iggy.
Yeah, they are very, very low. Just Linus and Cyber remaining. Linus just 8 HP. I'm not even sure where he is.
He's on last. He was holding last.
It looks like they may have been able to hold on though, just Torden remaining, and he's not able to build either, so bit of a stalemate situation again, and this is the kind of position where nothing is going to happen for a short while. I mean, I don't even know why Yoyotech are specifically pushing out here. They may even get chased down and lose a player. No, they will get out okay, but really they want to be just holding on to last and building this Uber, hoping for a few early picks before the next push.
I'm not sure how much I like the aggressive play here from Broder. They're already going into top lobby. I prefer to just wait on the stone bridge, take it easy, and build this Uber. You take the risk of being sniped in scenarios like this. But you can see Torden very, very particular, making sure he knows that they're 10-15% ahead right now. And
yeah, I just want to point out there is a spy for Yoyotech and a sniper for Broder. The spy's actually pushed out onto Stone Bridge. He looks like he wants to come in and pick this sniper, but I've actually lost track of him, and we have got a bit of pressure going on this point here. The 2 soldiers are going to be able to cap that one off, and the spy doing absolutely nothing.
Nope. No, as I said earlier, Torden knew they had 10-15% advantage. As they pushed in, TheSucker died with 94, I believe. I'm not completely sure on that, but around 95, and he died. So Torden very much on the ball with this Uber tracking, and let's see, that's really going to have to be one of the very favourable things from Broder in comparison to Yoyotech, because I know that TheSucker is not really one for counting.
Yeah, but straight away Macisum going down the demo man for Broder. This is bad news, but Yoyotech have lost a soldier. If they can keep the pressure on at the right moments, maybe they can pull through. We've now lost 2 for both teams. Still the demo man alive for Yoyotech, but really not able to do anything too successful. The rest of his team have gone down, and it is just Cyber remaining. Though Broder again turning that round despite losing Macisum very early.
You start to think that it might be their tactic to just put Macisum out there, like with a big sign above his head, like "kill me," and the entire team just kills him off. I'm guessing it's I think it's a 3rd or 4th mid already where he just dies so incredibly early.
Yeah, but so far it's not proving to much of an issue for Broder. They have now lost Prozak as they try to push through toward this Spire. They have popped that Uber now. Force the Solly goes down. Surely, oh sorry, the demo. Surely the medic. The soldier's trying to find him, but it looks like Cyber or TheSucker has managed to get out of there. And now we're seeing a bit of a deathmatch go on here. It's taking a lot of time to kill the Yoyotech soldier. And there's the second point. And surely just going to push in bottom right here, I would say. 2-3 players up. It's a perfect time to push through. Got to be a bit careful of the stickies. And actually after seeing them, I'll probably back round toward upper lobby and make a different push. You still do have the 2-player advantage, so it's worth going through. And here comes the 2 soldiers. We've got the scouts behind the point, now on the point. You know, taking every advantage they have, and now 3-1 up. playing perfectly at the moment, Broder, despite, as we say, keep losing Macisum on middle. Let's see what happens now.
The play from Broder is just very aggressive there. Like, both teams didn't have Uber. They recognized the advantage they had. One player up. Even more than that, it's just enough for Broder to just be like, you know what, we're going to push from every side, going to see what we can do, and we focus the point as soon as we have a chance. Just seems to work for them a lot. And going into the middle right now, we can see Cyber now, instead of Macisum going down super early, and Yoyotech just losing players left and right. And look at the position from Broder. There's just nothing right there that can change that.
I mean, it's kind of obvious to me how they're losing this one, you know. Both of the Yoyotech scouts going Valley. The demo man's left on his own back of train. This is what I said before the game that Yoyotech would be doing, not sending a scout to their own shithouse to cover it. And instead of pushing the Broder scouts there to capitalize on that, they're actually jumping both soldiers there and taking out the demo man. So, you know, effective play by Broder. They have managed to force the Uber there, Origo onto Torden. And now Linus will go down as well, so not only will they cap second, they've also got a 3-man advantage and will surely just push through to last. And without the demo man on the bottom right, this is exactly where they're going to push in. The soldier will easily go down here, and this is going to be a very quick cap.
It was the exact same thing, really. Like, just there on last. Broder, again, they're like 2-3 players advantage. They're just like, you know, we're just going to go in. No problem, we're just going to go in, we're just going to do it, and we're just going to kill them all, because that's just how we work. Our deathmatch skills are a lot better. Which is weird, because if you look at the Yoyotech lineup, there's at least 3 or 4 players that really rely heavily on their deathmatching skills, while Broder is more of a team-working team. Going into this middle, I think Yoyotech just needs to rely more on their scouts instead of the positioning what they've been doing.
I say him again, both scouts going Valley really leaves the right-hand side of middle open, but this time the soldier's not jumped. The scout hasn't pushed around, and Yoyotech are able to successfully push forward with this strategy. But, you know, this is the fault of Broder, not capitalizing on the advantage they've had since the beginning of the game this particular round, and why they've switched it up I have no idea, because it was working. But nonetheless, Yoyotech did excellent to, you know, swing this one back in their favour. They do have a 3-cap deficit to bring back, 17 minutes remaining, and if they can manage to get the second point, they have to force the Uber, of course, but if they can manage to get this, they're still in the game.
I'm very surprised actually that Broder opted to defend this so aggressively, because they were kind of out of position. They have about a 5-second Uber advantage here though, so Yoyotech is going to have to retreat. TheSucker actually gets stuck here, and with 75 health, is he going to be able to get out of there? No, he's not. Zebbosai actually manages to kill him off. But Yoyotech got a lot of damage done. They're too low themselves to actually contest this, but with Torden alive, Broder's going to push for this middle, and I don't think Yoyotech is going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, a lot of the Yoyotech players just too low. You could see Linus there hiding in the bush. He was on like 5 HP. And the demo man there as well, Cyber, was pretty low trying to fall back through house. So, you know, again, just Broder keeping up this sort of aggression when you don't expect it. And it's really following through at the moment. I mean, probably going to get second here as well. They are 2 down Yoyotech. It looks like they've got a sniper, whether he's just switched or he was sniper and I've missed it. Not entirely sure, but there's the second point for the 4th point for Broder. Interesting to see if they push through straight away, because they do have that advantage. You've got a feeling they may push through main, jump the solid top left. They need to again focus top right, but it looks like we've got no one over there, so it's kind of irrelevant anyway, and 5-1.
After a solid 14 minutes, it's already 5-1 right now to Broder, and that's kind of a big lead. Maybe it was a little expected, because Broder, they haven't been preparing that much, but they've just been playing really well for the past, I would say, 24 hours as preparation for this match, taking out Exotic in their warm-up very convincingly, while Yoyotech had a lot of problems with the mixed team. So going on to this mix middle right now, NBC, go ahead. Yeah,
again, look at Jukebokks. He just went straight onto the enemy train, you know. I mean, they've lost 3 players, 4 players. It's far too slow. But again, I don't understand why Yoyotech send the 2 scouts. Again, it's worked, and again, Broder haven't managed to push forward on that obvious advantage that they've been taking, you know, full responsibility of previously. It's weird. It's just alien to me. But maybe they just want to give Yoyotech a chance, or maybe they just really haven't noticed that yet, and it's just blind luck that they've been winning the middles, because it just seems an obvious flaw that you could pick up on. And I know I'm sounding a little bit negative, but how can they win 4 rounds doing that and then just switch it up?
It just seems to me that Broder is very convinced of their middles. in general. Like, they're really convinced their tactics are the best, and whatever Yoyotech's going to throw at them, whatever they do is going to work, nonetheless. So, Broder's just going to keep doing what they're doing. It seems to work to some extent. Is Torden running crits? His Uber's going very quick. I think he's running crits. Yeah, he does, and here he comes. Crit stick is coming in. It's not going to kill anything just yet. Cyber does go down, no down from Yoyotech, and with Prozak dying, it's 5 against 5, 5 against 4 right now in advantage for Broder. TheSucker not even close to having Uber. So Broder's going to pick up this middle convincingly. The thing is, what is Yoyotech going to do with this Uber?
The problem is they're 2 players down, but they need to kind of stay a little bit aggressive as well, because if they let... Well, actually, then technically they don't. Because as long as they have the Uber when the crits is sort of triggered, it won't matter too much. So, I mean, I think they're just going to sit back, and as soon as they perhaps get a good opportunity, they'll go forward. Obviously they need Origo to spawn, because pushing against with 5 players is going to be difficult.
Look at how far back Yoyotech is. I don't really understand the play that they've been doing so far. They have had Uber for like 15 to 20 seconds already, and now they're moving forward. It's about time, but Torden already almost has crits. Maybe something surprising. We can see Fanva on top of the Spire. Might actually almost get this, and just in the nick of time. And here comes the crits, most likely. Let's see what Broder's going to do with his crits. They're waiting, they're waiting, they're waiting. They keep waiting. Crits has not been popped yet. Uber has now been popped by Yoyotech. We can see them going in, but not really been able to do anything. Uber's already run out, and Broder, fantastic play right here.
Yeah, I mean, great defensive medic in the house. They've managed to successfully withstand that Uber charge from Yoyotech. They will lose Torden, though. I didn't see actually what happened in-house there, but somehow they've managed to turn things around. Yes, again, Yoyotech, but a bit of a deathmatch going on. Yoyotech going to have to try and hold on just for a little bit longer, but Zebbosai picking it up. The soldier... Wow, I thought he actually melee'd him, but it was a shotgun. Nonetheless, it was fantastic play by Hat there to pick up the frag on the soldier. Come on, finish the scout. There we go. Fanva down, but in comes Prozak aggressively. And Broder just do not have an S button, or a backwards button if you don't use WASD.
It seems like Broder... Like, they don't have Uber. Look at this scenario, for example. They've been doing this all game already. They just push without Uber. They poke in, see when they get a pick, and every single time they do, they're just saying, you know what, we're 6 against 5. I don't care if you have Uber. I don't care if you don't have Uber. If we both don't, we just push, and we win because we have one more player. They've been doing it all game long, and now is the first time, I think, in almost the entire game.
Big pick!
But yeah, there we
goes
go.
Down. Zebbosai there, the soldier for Broder, picking up the medic frag, but a sniper shot from Tviq onto Torden. Both medics now down, and actually Prozak and Zebbosai, that means 3 down, 4 down for Broder. Yoyotech are bringing this back yet again. Surely going to be able to pick up the frag onto Fanva as well. Middle, I'd leave the scout to cap, push the demo man toward the resupply, look for the spawn frags, and actually with Zebbosai spawning, the demo man has to be a little bit careful, so he's put up the stickies in-house, may get this pick on the soldier as he creeps around. I can't see the demo, and nope, they will not find it, but there's the second point, and we should just push straight through towards second now, keep the aggression and the spam onto Stonebridge. I think I have to see a crit come out from Broder yet again.
Yoyotech as well.
Ah, both crits. This is interesting. We still have the sniper out from Yoyotech. He does hit the headshot. But no frag.
You can see Macisum is just scared off his ass. Like, as soon as Tviq walks around that choke, he's like, oh, we need to get out of here. Like, there's no point in just staying there. And we can see that Torden 90% crits, TheSucker 90% crits. And if you see this, is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's really who can get it off first.
Oh, here we go.
And there we go.
Both medics died quite immediately, and Broder seems to be getting the best of this though. A lot of picks coming on, backup coming on. Yoyotech needed to do something, not going to be able to do it. Even Linus dies, and just a sniper alive. He's going to get taken down, and a 6-1 advantage right there for Broder in the crits versus crit situation.
I think this is game.
I think this is game. I'm quite convinced that you're correct there.
Yeah. We'll have to see though. I mean, maybe Yoyotech can come out with some kind of defense that's going to allow them to pick up enough frags to push back and recap, but we can already see Jukebokks in main lobby there, just trying to maybe pick up a ninja scout, trying to push out from Yoyotech. Not going to happen. And you know, this situation with a 5 cap advantage, not only do they not have to push through to last, because they can just hold on to that 5 cap, they, you know, actually, yeah, no, what am I even on about? That's just the only thing they could do. They don't need to push.
It's 100% crits right now. Is TheSucker still running? No, he's running Medic. this is the 10-second window that Torden has right now. And look at that, they're actually going to try to use it. 95% for TheSucker. Is he going to get it in time? Yes, he is. And even though the frags are coming in, it looks like Yoyotech will hold on. Will hold on for time's sake, but doesn't really look like Yoyotech is still in the best position. Still 3 players live. There comes the back cap. NVC, we got an end of a map.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect Yo to take that map. You know, Broder played phenomenally. They capitalised on it, but I really think Yoyotech have a big sort of issue with that middle point. I keep pointing it out, continue to point it out, and probably will continue to point out for the rest of the game if we were going to play. But I think they may even have a problem on this map with the scouts as well. They like to play together. Next, so. Yeah, I mean it's Snakewater, but again, you know, the scouts sort of they don't really put pressure on anywhere. It's all about the soldiers. And if we got Greg here, maybe Greg can back me up, or maybe Greg has sort of a different idea. So can anyone drag Greg in? Greg.
Hello, hello.
What went wrong? I mean, am I right with the scouts? Am I missing anything?
Well, personally, to me, when I was watching it, just felt like Broder were so much more drilled, especially going into the Badlands map. It felt like they knew exactly how they wanted to play that and what was going on. And to me, it felt like they didn't really change anything to them like previous games on Badlands. So the fault, in my opinion, lies with Yoyotech not really adapting at all to Broder's play on the middle. Not even just adapting during the map. I mean, like adapting before the game to think, okay, we're playing Broder. This is what they do on Badlands middle. This is what they do on Badlands seconds. This is where the medics go down at the same time. They're both going to switch to crits. You know, there's a lot of things that we automatically think as infused when we play certain teams. We have to have a certain mindset going into each game between what the teams are going to do. And Broder are just really aggressive. Whenever they have like even a slight advantage, they're going to want to push in off it. And it just felt like Yoyotech weren't expecting of that at all, and they just kept throwing players away. That's what I felt when I was watching that game. I don't know whether you agree with that, MVC, or not, and Pledge, but that's what I feel.
Well, no, for sure. I'm going to say it again. The scouts, right? So you see, let's just say that Yoyotech were doing the right thing with their scouts. You still see the soldier jump to the train every round. You still see the scout occasionally push the shouts. No one's watching there. So I mean, the adapting on middle would be putting the scout to your choke, going through there toward the first middle push. The same for second, as you were saying with the crits as well. No, I think you nailed it pretty much. Pledge?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm not quite sure why there was no anticipation going on from either team. Like, Broder was just like, we'll just keep doing what we do because it works. And Yoyotech was like, we keep taking down Macisum, we just need to take more advantage out of getting that Devilman down so early, and they just didn't seem to get it. I think that was the main problem. And as we go on to Snakewater, I think our analysis should shift to that. Ziggy, if you want to do an outro for the VODs, that would be very nice.
Yeah, so obviously that was 6-1 Badlands. Thanks everyone for listening here on VanillaTV. I, of course, was MVC, joined by Pledge. Streamer was comedian in this very late outro. And over now, we do go towards Snakewater. So, Snakewater, of course, a lot, arguably slower map in some cases. You